Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG. I'm your host Aaron, and for today's video we're headed to the world of Last Epoch once again, part of my Bootcamp series. And what do I have for you today? Dungeon Guide Temporal Sanctum. Today I'm going to take you through the Temporal Sanctum if you're new to Last Epoch, give you some tips and tricks on this dungeon, talk about the reward for beating this dungeon, and how to skip the campaign. And to kick things off, you will need a Temporal Sanctum key, which looks like this. And a lot of people don't know this, that if you have the key in your inventory, you can right click on it and it automatically takes you to the map where the Temporal Sanctum is. So we're going to teleport to this right now and start this run. And we have arrived at the Temporal Sanctum. Now what you want to do is click on the door, throw in your key, and then you will have to make a selection. You have 4 different tiers of the dungeon. And basically you see this little box on the left-hand side. At tier 1, you can make a legendary item up to level 50. Tier 2, level 65. Tier 3, 75. And tier 4, any item. We're going to make some legendary dexterity boots that have no level requirement. So we are going to enter at tier 1. The reward of beating this dungeon is you get to make the highest rarity item inside of Last Epoch a legendary item. And I will showcase this. So we're going to click tier 1, enter the dungeon. The door opens and we are in. Now inside of Last Epoch, the dungeon teaches you some of the mechanics for the boss fight. And in this dungeon, when you hit D, you are going to transfer times. So you'll see this and you can do it over and over and over again. All right, so you got to transfer times and now we're entering the dungeon. And you're going to come up on little gates or little fences like this. And when you hit D, sometimes it goes away, sometimes it doesn't. So you actually have to traverse the sanctum, switching times to make your way through it to find doors. And we're going to go this route. I like always kind of going top right. We're just going to make our way through. And there is 2 different levels. So you'll beat level 1, you'll beat level 2, then you will fight Julra. And if you defeat Julra, you get to progress. So let's check. We hit a blockade and we still can't get through it. Let's go this way. Hit a blockade. Still can't get through it, but the door is blinking. It's on the other side of that. So we're gonna have to make our way around.
Stand down or die.
We'll go this way. And there is our door. So first level complete. We are now in the second level and it is identical to the first level. Look, I blocked myself in. All right, got through. And once we find the next door, we will be able to challenge Julra. So very simple mechanics so far. Right click on the key, map pulls up, takes you to the dungeon. Put the key in, pick the tier you want based upon the legendary that you want to make. And obviously difficulty scales up based upon the tier. You traverse level 1. You traverse level 2. That is where we are at right now. This build I'm playing right now is my Unstoppable Paladin.
Peasant.
Sometimes you find the door super quick, totally random. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. Come on.
Fighting me. Perish.
All right, I'm going to fast forward to the door. We are now at the second door, which means it's boss fight time. Now, when you enter the door, you're going to hit proceed. And you immediately want to change times. It's going to default you in this void time. So you want to hit D. You want to be in this era, okay? Now when you run out to Julra to fight the boss, you will notice she is not here. It's a little teeny trick, but if you're a minion build, if you're anything that you need to close the gap, you can be right next to her instead of running up and allow her to attack. Now, what I'm gonna do is allow Julra to attack me, and I'm not gonna kill her, so you can kind of get an idea of her different attacks, including her one-shot mechanic. I'm gonna hit D, and we will fight the boss. There she is.
I will have it.
So this is the one-shot mechanic, D, and then you immediately want to go back.
The future
DD.
cannot be denied.
She has her water shot, and then this spin where you can see the gap right here where you can stand in between it. Water shot. These little pillars that are shooting you, you can only kill those if you go to the other time. Here comes the one-shot mechanic, and we're back. Continue the fight. Water. Don't get hit. Now, if you do transfer times and don't bounce back and forth, you will go here. You could blow these up, and then you got to deal with this pool on the ground. That's why you want to go DD. One-shot mechanic. And that is the pacing of the fight. It's actually pretty simple once you get it down. Now we will kill Julra. She'll throw out a couple things, including her ring. Frozen Ire, Julra's ring. Nope, nothing in there. Good. And then you will get your reward. Okay. You're going to take your unique item, put it in. Take your exalted item, put it in. Seal the cache. Hit D to transfer times. It is now morphed into a legendary item. Our new items tier is legendary. It is now red. And we got a tier 5 dexterity and a tier 5 movement speed, both prefixes to transfer onto our dex boots. And these boots you can use at level 1. So we'll take those, put them right here. But wait, there's more. Hit D again. And now if you run this way, a lot of people don't know about this. Instead of just teleporting out, run through this door. You're going to go into a little cave that has some spider webs, and you will run through this tunnel. There's your spider webs. Got a little chest right here. And when you click here, you have now teleported to the last act in the game. So when you talk about being able to skip the dungeon, you're now in the last act of the game. You don't even have to fight Lagon during the campaign if you don't want to. So what did we cover in this video? Right-clicking on the key to pull up the dungeon on the map. The 2 different layers, so you got to go through tier 1, tier 2. The different ranks of the dungeon and what is the reward. The boss fight mechanics, tips, and tricks. How to make a legendary item. And how to skip a large swath of the campaign. I hope this boot camp series helped you when it comes to Last Epoch and one of the dungeons. Inside of this series, I have how to craft, how to hoard, how to set up your stash, how to make a loot filter, offenses, defensives. This area is where you're going to get all of your Last Epoch material. So I'm done. Hopefully you were entertained or at least learned something. Aaron, out.